Hey, True Believers England team here, and tonight we're going to be talking about what we're reading, what you guys are reading. We've got the top 10 comics sold to readers as far as Bleeding Cool is concerned. What they do is they send out little feelers to comic shops around the country, and they get messages back. And I always thought that was a fun little thing to do, and we'll talk about that. And plus, we're going to share with some of the stuff that we ourselves have been picking up, and whether or not we figure it's something you should check out as well. And as always, with me, we have joining us the evil Black Cat.
What up, people?
We have the real Dr. Venkman, except no substitutes.
How's it going, boys and girls?
And of course, Eric with back issues, Breen.
Yeah.
You don't get the hey kids? Oh.
Well, I am fully expecting you to reach into that Santa bag of comics and come up with something that maybe you've been reading this week and say, hey, you know what? This is actually pretty cool, kids. Go on ahead and check this out. I bought new books this week. I actually bought half my box this week. Don't tell my wife. Because, yeah. And I haven't read but two of them because they got piled in with all the stuff that that I haven't read from the past weeks.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure, ask away.
What makes you think she listens to us either?
That's true. I think she will listen to you and believe you more than me. So I'm probably going to give a review to some books that you guys have already checked out and read, but what the hell? What the hell? Alrighty, first, before we start with our own personal things, hello to everybody in the chat, which so far seems to be Marania and Ed. Hey guys, how you doing?
And you know that's not me because I'm here and Ed's there.
That's right. Well, that's Ed Brewer, not Ed Breen,
right?
Or Eric Brewer.
Right.
Yes. So here we go. Let me show you their top 10. This is what people are across the country are buying. And you'll see also why I put the title that I did. At number 10, we have the Fantastic Four, number 42. Also, I want to hear from you guys. If you've read this, do you actually think it deserves to be in the top 10s? When I do read the Dan Slott Fantastic Four, I enjoy it. I know I'm supposed to hate the guy, and I do personally, but I got to admit his writing is good. Devil's Reign, number 6, is at number 9. Batman Beyond Neo Year, number 1. Have you read this one yet?
Vank, I'm sure he's asking you that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Then we have the X-Force Annual number 1 at number 7. X-Force number 27 at number 6. Batman Killing Time, number 2. Now, I read the first issue, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a Tom King book, so I'm expecting by issue number 5, it's going to start sucking. All right, X-Men Red came in at number 4. Marauders number 1 came in at number 3. Moon Knight number 10 came in at number 2. And Batman 122 came in at number 1, topping the charts. Now, if you notice there, we have 1, 2, 3 Batman in the top 10.
If you notice something else is, other than Killing Time number 2, it's either an event book or a relaunch or a number 1.
That's true. Well, Moon Knight number 10 is
that's the only.
There are 3 actually. Batman 122,
that's an event.
Number 10, and X-Force 27.
That's a relaunch.
Okay, it's a relaunch.
They're relaunching it to that, so it's a brand new story arc along with Annual 1. So other than Moon Knight number 10, it's either a part of an event.
Well, they go along. These are the guys that participate. It used to be a longer list, and 2 of them responded. Rodman Comics in Acony, Iowa said Batman took the top spot. Moon Knight took the second. Moon Knight now is super popular thanks to the streaming show. Just had some come in and buy the new Moon Knight poster that was in the window. X-Men Red 1 took 9th place. Way too many X-Men titles out there destroying their own sales. What do you think? You think he's got something there with the X-Men titles?
I look at that and say, don't anybody hold your breath waiting for him to get better because there was 4 of them in the top 10. Yeah. I heard that the X-Force annual was beyond terrible, but it's in the top 10. So what the hell do they care?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you're selling a book and it sucks and people are still buying it anyway, what do you think? I mean, I kind of figured we were over the whole, over the whole habit buying.
Apparently not. Just in smaller numbers. I mean, everything's adjusted down. It's obviously nothing sells. Well, we can't prove that nothing sells like it did even 2 years ago because there's no way to get the numbers accurately. Because Diamond doesn't report Marvel or DC since they don't distribute them. They said Penguin House doesn't divulge the numbers. So apparently there's this big, long, intricate spreadsheet that you can check out, but it still won't tell you how accurate something is. But I said that's 1 week 4X. I think was it 4X books on that list?
Yeah, we had X-Men Red, X-Force 27, X-Force Annual, and
Marauders.
The Marauders. Yeah.
And Marauders, I've never heard anybody say anything good about that.
I think it's one of the worst freaking things. And they dress like pirates. It's the modern day.
Now, the guy I work for
Weirdo Twatter, and the people that pirate actually support that book. So
what's wrong with pirating? Gar.
Right.
The guy I work for, his mind is the Grand Canyon compared to mine as far as how much he's willing to accept. Mm-hmm. He read that and goes, "What is this?" Yeah, it's like. But again, I said if people are still willing to buy them, there's something you said once upon a time. They think they are doing good books.
Yep.
And if they look at prorated, adjusted for history sales and go, well, we're doing as well as we possibly can be with these. So let's see if Vita or Danny can do 7 books instead of 6.
Yeah. So here's a question, guys, and let me pop that thing back up here. I'm talking about the window. Don't worry. All right. So out of all of these, how many are you guys buying? Like, did you get any of these? The Batman 122, Moon Knight number 10, Marauders, X-Men Red, Batman Killing Time, X-Force. Well, I'll say this. How many of these are you actually reading, taking the time out to read?
Me? I've got Batman 122 in my hand. I got Shadow War here, too. I've also been reading the Batman One Dark Knight by Jock. I said I've been enjoying these, and then Sean Gordon Murphy just came out with Batman Beyond White Knight. Okay.
Now the One Dark Knight's still waiting for me at the shop. Batman 122, Moon Knight, Batman Killing Time, Batman Beyond. That's what I'm actually actively reading. Like I'll go, oh, okay, yeah, hey, I want to see that. I didn't get into Devil's Reign, not because of any like I hate it or anything like that. It's just I forgot it was out there. And then by the time I remembered, it was too dang late to do the collecting. Okay, so Salesfish says, why does DC publish so many Bat books? Well, when 3 of the top 5 are Batman with massive numbers, that's why. In in a just world, Green Lantern or Blue and Gold would be selling Batman numbers, but Batman is king. And over at Marvel, Moon Knight and the X-Men relaunches were tearing up the charts. She-Hulk too. This is probably the best-selling volume of She-Hulk I've seen in all of the years our store has been open. And it's no coincidence that Disney Plus shows her to thank. Moon Knight has avoided the curse of the numbers drop significantly after the first few issues. It's nice to see a character like this rub elbows with the biggest sellers of the week. Which, okay. Look, I've got the Moon Knight also. I just bought out the missing books that I had, so I still have to read 4 through 10. Got that one too. But what I haven't read 4 through 10, but 1 through 3 was awesome. And you've been following through, RDB? You might want to turn on your mic, dude. Yes.
I'm moving stuff around. I wanted my mic almost fell, so I didn't want to be a blunk in your ear.
No worries, man. Thanks.
It's a boom mic. It would have went boom. No, I have been reading. I just haven't read the last issue, so I've been trying to catch up on everything. So I've been enjoying it for what it is. And I'm enjoying it. It's not like him rotating between personalities, because I liked the original Doug Mensch before he did all that stuff. It became like a crutch for every writer they want to do it. They tried to outdo it. Bendis went to the point where I think it was Bendis or it was the guy before him decided to make Mark at this lowest point. I'm just saying, for Moon Knight book, I am enjoying this, but I learned what they did to the original characters, Marlene, how they ruined her character going all the way through the past 10 years. Like I said, it's for a new book for Moon Knight. I'm shocked that I like it.
Once again, I have to point out your commitment to the past has just grown exponentially. The way we'll you should be checking this out, and you'll go check a book from past out, and it's just like, you know, you're like us in some way, me and Eric, where it's like, you know what, comic books would be better if you would just revert everything to post-crisis.
This is where it begins at my age, and then I get angry and cranky by your guys' age.
Yep.
Well, back when you were supposed to go, it's all about the boom when you got back on.
I don't want to do that. You know, it's just, I think only you and I know it.
Well, sometimes you have to play to an audience of two.
There you go.
And we do it all the time on Geeky Puppets, so why not bring some of that over here?
It will actually.
Audience
It will actually.
The one that's barely hanging on.
You know,
that's you, Black Cat. You're never here.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had a catchphrase until Doug Ernst said it. He did a video where he did everybody's openings, and he did mine, and I was like, "Oh,
hey,
okay, I used that," and I realized, "Oh, wait, okay, I guess, wow, people know I say that."
But
Wait,
as much I've been,
he said about the donkey. He talked about the donkey on his stream.
Yeah, Doug Ernst. I would like to talk to you about my comic book about a priest. Fuck a donkey.
Yeah, like I said, this is what I've been getting in the past couple of weeks. I've been getting all the Batman stuff, the two Batman Beyonds.
What am I missing as far as Shadow War? Because I got Batman 122 and I got the Shadow
War Alpha is beginning of the big crossover event, and then Batman 122 is the part 2.
And that's all that's been released.
If you want to read like the road to it, would be like reading Deathstroke Inc. Robins is gonna be part 3.
Oh, okay.
No, the first issue, there is a build-up issue of Robin.
Well, I'm just saying the next.
With that
But for Alpha War, the next one's gonna be is Robin's. Yeah.
Right,
No, there's a prelude to that where Robin goes to revive, takes the test tube to agree with the is to avoid spoilers.
Before we get into the books that we've read, I do want to. Okay, before, are y'all doing Good Morning Vietnam? So, anywho, before we get into what we
Good Morning in Vietnam,
I do want to talk about a little bit about the title. I mean, I know people don't like it when I blame them, basically. But there's a little bit of truth to it, that if you continue to buy all the Batman books, if Batman books continue to sell incredibly well, and this is not blaming people here, obviously, no. The small audience I have is not affecting,
for a small donation for $5.99, I'll take all the.
There you go. But the thing is that's the whole point. People are buying Batman. People are not buying the Green Lantern. People are not buying Hawkman for some reason.
Well, it's gone.
Go on ahead, Eric.
What choice do they have
at this point?
Yep.
But so it's a thing. Is it the chicken or is it the egg?
Well, DC's always been the little brother. I mean, you have very few exceptions. Marvel has always pounded them in sales.
Yes.
Batman was always the book that they could put out that would break in, amongst all the Marvel and Image titles in the 90s. The Marvel, by that time it was just Marvel and DC by the 2000s. And, instead of trying to figure out why the other stuff, trying to figure out how to elevate the other stuff, they threw in the towel and just went all bat.
Yeah, like there should always be 4 great ongoing books: Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and Justice League.
No one cares about Wonder Woman or the Justice League.
That's because they've been writing your crap.
That's not true. That isn't true. Wonder Woman get for as few readers they do. The readers that are there are very loyal.
There are some, but it said like compared to the John Byrne run, which I did read, this falls flat. Like I said, they've lost the picture of how to build a world and keep everybody in continuity and make it actually worth want to read the next issue.
The problem with Wonder Woman at this point is there's only certain types, certain kinds of people that are allowed to write it.
Yeah.
And it's being written for when you start writing for subsects of a rapidly dwindling audience, you get this. Yeah, every comic that the big 2 publishes right now, the words "it's not made for you" should never be uttered about a book being published by Marvel or DC, because you need every freaking reader you can get.
Right.
The fact that the fact that nobody cares about the Justice League right now. Go back 25 years, they were all over Grant Morrison's. His did sell.
Snyder still didn't. Justice League.
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, well, they were Rebirth was doing well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Robert Venditti's run. I know, I will be a shill for him, but Robert Venditti's run was very damn good. That was the one with the Kryptons, the Kryptonians attacking,
and it was probably the least compelling thing he's written in years. That's how good he is, as far as what he did with his output at DC, and it was still better than anything that's come before or after.
Do you know what? I've been reading Marvel and DC and all stuff, but the book that made me laugh the most last week was Dynamite Never Never Dies. Tarzan. They introduced Tarzan in this their 3rd volume, and Tarzan finding himself going against zombie dinosaurs and gets transported to Vadun, where John Carter is, and like and realizing, holy crap, I'm much stronger here. It's just silly like caveman humor. It's like bringing a guy who's used to like living in the jungle into modern society, and he's like, holy shit, what the hell is this crap? It made me laugh so much reading this. This is the 2nd issue of this 3rd volume. So read the first one.
I still have to read volume 2, but yeah, is so good. That's a good time.
And spoiler, Vampirella has her hair back. For those who hated that, I don't know why she getting her hair back. She's a freaking vampire thing.
Yesterday, Underworld Dream, I put out a chapter of the conversation between me and Tristan, and it was about that one book that came out last week where the kid shows up at school dressed as Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the book. I'll do at least a small interview. There's all these books I want to do some sort of interview for, but ultimately I thought the story was very 80s, 90s, late 80s, early 90s, where there wasn't much character, a whole bunch of action. It was entertaining, but of course they had the kid there and they wanted to tell a certain story. Now there are a couple of lines that I thought, if you really pay attention, which way are they going to go with this? Because there's a line in the book where she kind of alludes to the fact of when you're ready and you find your identity or you find who you actually are, then maybe this will be a comfortable look for you, or or it won't be, So at least looking at somebody and saying, hey, it's okay to like Wonder Woman or something like that. And the story they wanted to do and were going for was, of course, the transgender kid one, but I think they hit the wrong story with that particular book. And by the way, Underworld's comment was Wonder Woman should be written for straight men and straight teenage boys, not progressive men hating. And so, but here's the thing: my point, and please watch that video. But my point is that they missed a great story, because what you want to do is show that Wonder Woman is for everybody. This whole thing about it's not for you is bullcrap. If they put it out in the public, it's for whoever picks it up.
That's what Ron just said.
Hold on just a sec. So I think they missed an opportunity because it would have been a better story if instead of skirt that he was wearing, because it was like shorts that looked like a skirt.
Yeah.
How about he just wears blue jeans, put stars on the side of them? He wears a regular T-shirt with a Wonder Woman emblem and something that looks like bracelets, and he looks like a boy who just so happens to be a Wonder Woman fan. Not gay, but straight. So you let people know that Wonder Woman isn't being written strictly for a member of a certain community. It's actually for everyone. And I think they do this constantly where they don't find where the real story is. Go on ahead, Bankman.
There's only one problem with that. The people who don't want gays in their books, there's always going to be those people here, the homophobic, the racist, and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The people who we don't want in the community. But they can buy the book if they want to, but we don't want to listen because these people are going to be, they don't want it at all. There shouldn't be any boy wearing a Wonder Woman t-shirt. They're always purists like that, and that just drives me nuts.
I hate to disappoint them. Actually, I love to disappoint them, but I've actually been looking for a decent shirt with a Wonder Woman symbol that would fit me. I like Wonder Woman. Yeah. I sat through the freaking Morocco Tamaki run.
That's the thing.
I'm a fan of the character, so yeah. Sorry to actually look at what I like.
That's the thing, though. Our society judges people. If you're wearing like a shirt that looks like it has a girl character on it, you get judged.
I think you know what, Bronies ended that.
Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you on that. I think there's something to that. Now, where was this story? What Wonder Woman book was this published?
Oh, this was
it was Sensational Comics Special that came out, I believe, 2 weeks ago or last week.
Yeah.
Let's see. Robert Venditti's run on Green Lantern and Hawkman succeeded Jeff John's run, says Dominic on the aforementioned two. Ron says Wonder Woman should be written for everyone. She is. Dominic's agreeing with her. Spiffy, how to make Wonder Woman for everyone. Give her a bad guy, make him evil, have her struggle, and ultimately triumph over him. Or a bad guy. Okay. Yeah.
Gotham City Comics. I understand you don't like the word.
That's actually it. Yeah, no message. Just a straight up villain. Let's do a straight.
The reason I say community because I don't like fandom. Fandoms have been ruined. I hate that word.
I will never use the word. I will never use the letters when I'm describing the gay community.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about comic community. That's what I say.
Okay.
Once upon a time, Wonder Woman did fight men.
Yeah.
Not just the patriarchy. I mean, Angle Man, as silly as he was.
Oh,
he gave her fits all throughout the Silver and Bronze Age.
I was reading her in the Rebirth Batwoman. She was in there teaming up with Wonder Woman, and they were going against like old Greek gods and stuff, or monsters, like trying to stop a terrorist plot and stuff.
Go ahead. The last decent Wonder Woman writer, in big shock, it was during Rebirth, was James Robinson, who has a hell of a track record. He wrote it for about 10 or 12 issues in the 30s and into the 40s. It was phenomenal. Then it was decreed that only women and gay men can write the title. And it's been averaged to, well, here's this for you, Vank, mid, ever since.
Yeah, they should give it to the Megs then. She proved she can read write Ginny,
Well, but I don't think she could do that on a consistent month-to-month basis.
Well, I don't think they'd let her.
Well, but they wouldn't let James Robinson do it anymore.
So they would. I mean, even if they had someone who was gay or trans, writing it, they wouldn't. And that person legit wanted to write a good book for everyone. They wouldn't let him.
Well, it was Steve Orlando, but he's not. But I don't think he's a good writer.
That's sad. There are a lot of mid writers, and then there's ones who are like. But there are also a lot of good writers that said they have a narrative for what they want to do, put out.
Exactly. Wonder Woman's
and that's it sucks because Robert Venditti could write. He's proven he wrote a great Superman. He was out. If they would have put that book out, he was doing a digital Superman of Tomorrow. Man of Tomorrow. They would have put that out stamped while on physical print instead of digital. It would have knocked Bendis' book down to the garbage bin. Shops would have been ordering more 20 more books of that. And maybe 5 books of the Bendis crap.
You want to see Robert Venditti? You want to see a Robert Venditti title sell better than any comic in the industry?
Yeah,
give him Batman.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter who writes that.
Yeah.
But then people would actually realize how good he is.
Well, the other thing is that with Venditti writing the Superman, it wasn't like a continuing theme. It was kind of like, I hate to bring this up, Kolchak the Night Stalker. It was like separate stories. They were one shots basically every story.
My references are dated.
Well, I want to do that 1, 2, but I want to go 1, 2, 3 with because I wanted E to feel part of the conversation.
It's okay. Go right on ahead.
No, but you said I like the fact that every story was a standalone, and and say you bought issue 5, you didn't have to go back by 1 through 4 to get caught up, because these were standalone one-shot issues like they did with Batman back in the 90s. I think that was Shadow of the Bat. Some of those were maybe 1 to 2 two-parters, or most time they were one-parters.
Well, there needs to be a balance. I mean, not everything has to be a 6-issue epic, and not everything has to be universe.
I'm done with these 6-issue miniseries.
But yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
I know
tacitly. But yeah, I said, what's wrong with a little of
You're
both?
agreeing with me.
Cherish this moment. It doesn't happen often.
I'm recording it right now.
In case E deletes the stream.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
But like I said, I mean, I like when you can actually jump into a story and not have to worry about like, oh, they're in issue 50. Ah, crap! I gotta try to figure out and get this book that's been selling out. There's no because shops aren't ordering enough because it's not doing so well. So and plus shops are afraid to buy things and get stuck with the 20 copies over that no one's gonna buy for $4 or $5 an issue, and then it just hurts them in the run. So shops are ordering less, of certain books, so they can meet their end quota.
Yeah. We also learned that they didn't want to be involved in any more ordering schemes. There's just a lot of shops are tired of the BS that they've been given.
Oh, and also isn't the Bat wedding happen this week?
Right.
Finally.
Wait.
And the Bat Cat, they showed her like in the wedding. Or they showed the wedding ring above.
Oh, and the Batman Catwoman.
Yeah.
I have to catch up on that.
Tom King's like, see, I told you. I just wanted to wait a few years.
Yeah.
Maranya has a good, her last comment, talking about Wonder Woman 2003. Walt Simonson, who pitched an idea, which I believe was a Wonder Woman story to DC, and was told, if Marvel's not in the Cullen Bunn business, apparently DC's not in the nostalgia business, and that's what they consider Walt Simonson. Now, I would say, part of me says I would love to see someone, when the new management takes over, says, okay, Walt, do for Wonder Woman what you did for Thor 40 years ago. But here's the problem. I think so many of those readers have been so far driven out of the hobby that I don't know if there's enough of them that could come back, that they could, A, get back, and B, the audience that they have molded, I don't think would appreciate something like that. And that's another problem. I think the readers that they've been cultivated are conditioned to certain types of stories, and I just don't think that the type of comic book storytelling that got us into the hobby and kept us in the hobby would work today.
I don't know if anybody would want it.
That's another reason why you see a lot.
I don't know if, in as far as mainstream is concerned, I hope so.
And piggybacking off of that, as far as they don't want the writers, and a lot of writers will figure out, you know what? Why am I working for a company that doesn't want to let me write good stories that I know I'll sell? So they're going to and creating their own books. They're going to other sources. Look at Substacks. People are going over there. They know they have fans. So like Zdarsky. He's proved that he's such a great writer. He started out a little rocky, but now he's proved that he can write really stuff where you'll follow him if he writes an independent book. Brubaker's point is proven that too. I followed Mark Giacchetto onto that little book he had. Was it I have my pile here, but I think it's called Life Force. I'm not sure what it's called. It's his new zombie book he has. Zero Life. He's just doing the art on it, but he's not doing the writing. But I followed him over there because I love his art so much. And if he left Daredevil and just continued writing and drawing over there, I would just read the book there. I wouldn't continue buying Daredevil. Same with Zdarsky. Zdarsky leaves. I follow the writers. I've learned that, and then it sucks because I don't want to follow a writer out of a Marvel or DC where I enjoy the characters. I mean, go ahead, Brain.
No, I was going to say, you just had a really good point that kind of dovetails into what I was talking about the modern audience.
Yeah.
That there was, we had our great writers and artists when E and I were young.
Yep. Wow. What was that? Sorry, people black cat stepped in your line.
Don McLean, long time
ago.
But
only if you measure it in years.
That's right. But
Half-Lives.
If somebody left a title, there's a really good chance that the replacement would be just as good. Now there's the talent pool of noticeably good creators is so much smaller that people have become more attached to writers than the properties they're doing. And as someone who's, like I said, a big two, I'm a superhero guy, and those characters, I love the characters. So I wouldn't be as apt to follow Chip Zdarsky over, like, say, Stillwater. Because I would rather him stay on and at least give me one superhero book that I could support.
Yeah.
But you're right though. That's kind of, people do tend to become more attached to creators now, I think, even than they did in our day.
You know what I did? I took a chance. I followed Ron Mars over to the Dynamite to read this, and I actually enjoyed it.
He's not a bad writer,
except for Twitter. I know. I'm just saying, because that's the other thing comes into play. People see what someone says, or they hear what somebody says. So I was like, "Oh, did you see what so and so said on Twitter?" If they're not putting in the book, you shouldn't give a damn of what they're saying on Twitter. Let them say what they want. Everybody, free speech. People say what they want. If you don't like the fact, if they're personally come out saying anybody who votes for Trump or who votes for Biden is an idiot, you can be offended and choose not to. But I'm not gonna be that person. I'm always looking for a good book.
Oh, that's why my exception is Dan Slott, because he attacked somebody I know personally. So
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I can understand Dan Slott. I don't ever like his writing anyway.
I like night on Twitter attacking Jimmy.
As much as I like the She-Hulk to Dan Slott, I'm okay with not buying anything today with Dan Slott. Yeah.
I like Project Superpowers. So when I saw it was Project Superpowers, I was like, hey, let me get that.
And Andy Lanning's doing the art on this too. Or is he doing the writing?
He's probably co-writing. I don't believe he's.
No, it doesn't.
I haven't read this yet, though, so I
read it, and it's kind of a. It's I don't know. It was different, and
this is my stack from this week that I haven't read yet.
Yeah, that was my stack that I bought last week, though.
This is. This is from the last this last week and the last 2 weeks that I have read. So hopefully I'll get to these a little faster.
Well, like I said, it's like I like Project Superpowers. So those who know what Project Superpowers are basically a group of heroes from different timelines, different universes into one actual base, and then they each have their own sectors that they police and stuff.
Sectors, yes.
Kind of like Green Lanterns of the universe, of like multi-universe. Yeah. Right.
Just wanted to make sure, because it sounded to me like you said sexters. I'm like, what?
No, we don't have any sets tonight. You guys can bid on or watch.
We're not going to talk about sets.
But like I said, especially after reading the Red Sonja and the Vampirella tie-ins, I was like, dude, they're coming out with another one? All right, cool. And it kind of intrigued me because most people say, like, oh, there's a girl on the cover. Oh, I'm not going to read this. It's automatically woke. There's people who do that.
No, but who does that?
Because she's wearing the costume. Because some people say, oh, they're replacing the Black Terror. If you actually read the story, that's not the case.
Who would say that? Because who follows the Black Terror but us or me? So, I don't know.
What Zach does.
Okay, I guess if we're doing this now, I did read a book.
You just got it delayed.
What?
I said.
I was kind of like going in and out, and then I did kind of have to cycle through. And
you said yes. You said who follows, and it follows the Black Terror, and I said Zach.
Poor kid.
That's cool, guys. I cannot and will not ever stop talking about how awesome Usagi Yojimbo is.
so much that you're enjoying the new Netflix show coming out.
There is no Netflix show coming out.
That's one you can play on Twitter.
There is none coming out. Get Usagi's name out of your motherfucking mouth, because whatever that is that they showed a trailer for was not Usagi Yojimbo. This, you see this? That's Usagi.
I treat him like Joker. I'll watch it.
Whatever that goddamn team, that I don't know what kind of brony motherfucker wrote up that freaking what they're calling Usagi. This is Usagi Yojimbo. That is not Usagi Yojimbo. This is a badass story that actually represents and accepts and respects Japanese culture to the point where sometimes he actually explains things at the end so readers can learn about it. It's a badass action book. It's not some sort of CW freaking end with a goddamn 90s ballad, slow piece of shit.
I'll say I'm not treating it like it's supposed to be that thing.
Where's the Tylenol?
I am treating it like it gets a separate like Joker. When I watched Joker, I didn't associate with Batman whatsoever. It's a good movie with just using the Joker name. I'm gonna treat this show, and if it turns out to be a good show, okay, I'm not gonna say it's Usagi Yojimbo. I'm just gonna say it's a good show, but it's not Usagi Yojimbo. I can separate two things.
I just had an idea. Since I rarely get to use my catchphrase on Saturday nights, I should start using it when the Germans bomb Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, you had. Maybe so. What's the trigger word gonna be that sets off a freaking rant? Let's see. Okay, you saw what I just showed. I'm finding it here.
Now I'm in chill mode. If you want more rants, donate. Every dollar helps him get further into poverty.
The help he so desperately needs.
That's it. Yes. Mental health. Seriously, if we could have
let's put this up again so you guys can see what Usagi Yojimbo is supposed to be. All righty. Now here you go, ladies and gentlemen. I give you the trailer.
I've always dreamed of fighting yokai, like Miyamoto Usagi.
Turn the music off.
I'm Gen. Bounty hunter buddy.
And she's a thief.
We're a team, right, Chizu?
Someone get a picture.
I think the term you're looking for is work acquaintance.
You could probably just play without the sound on because you have subtitles on. You won't get copyright. But like I said, it looks as silly as what's the other one? Kung Fu Panda. But it's not Usagi Yojimbo.
Usagi Yojimbo was not Kung Fu Panda.
But it's not Usagi Yojimbo. So we just said they're using the name. It looks like a kid's version of the comic book.
This, ladies and gentlemen, right here. This is why people lose faith. And I'm one of the ones who shill for comic book movies. This is why people lose faith, okay? This is shit. This is you know what, that I can't do it anymore. We got to stop that. It is just
I can't take it either.
It is horrible. Horrible. I tell you.
Horrible.
Look, I would gladly join any Black Pill stream to talk about this TV show coming up before I even see a moment of it. Other than that,
you should go in the infiltrate and just start talking about it. You know what I really love? just on a Black Pill stream, just start calling up positive things.
Like every time they say, "Well, you know, we hate Doctor Who." I'll tell you what, but what she really does well is, that kind of thing.
Maybe this is why Ash disappeared.
He's watching Usagi Yojimbo.
No, he loves. I mean, he would give Usagi Yojimbo a kidney. He probably saw this trailer and just
this Usagi, yes.
Crawled into a
that Usagi, no. By the way, give yourself a good read. Check out Usagi Yojimbo. You will not.
Look, kids, cheesecake. Just trying to lighten the mood.
I think the mood was lightened. I don't think anybody was like,
No.
"Oh my gosh, he's serious?" No, I don't know.
No, I'm just showing it off. These are the books I got last week.
No.
Despite the cover being cheesy cake, it's actually pretty good.
Cheesy cake.
She travels to basically to what she thinks is going to be what's a Greek name for the dead? It starts with a T. TARDIS, I think it is. And she ends up being limbo and having to fight to help this woman here, Jill. Her mother was killed by the Queen of Limbo, and in order to free her mother's soul and all the other souls out of limbo, she has to go in there and fight because she wanted to go to TARDIS to rescue her mother that she'd murdered stuff and she's feeling guilty, so she went into there, and it's a bittersweet ending. It's 32 pages of content, and it was only it didn't really cost that much. I think the most it cost was like 4 or 5 books. But like I said, you're actually getting content in there, and actually you can actually enjoy, and you're not having to worry about anything like being in there that might be preachy, like that. In the sense, if you get anything like preachy, it's gonna be like the Saturday morning cartoons, the moral story at the end from the mother. So,
well, you need to tell that young lady to put those away.
Which one? And put what would I? Can you be a bit more specific? The other thing that came out is, and this is probably going to irritate people, whenever they reprint books, they're basically, for those who remember 2017, Rob Liefeld at a collection, he put out the trade of Bad Blood. Now he's putting them out in separate issues because they've never been in serialized before. They're always collected in one thing. So I read this for a Deadpool book by Rob Liefeld's writing it, and he's also drawing it. It was pretty damn funny, and it ties back into X-Force, back in the day. So like I said, I love Deadpool, but I mean, I'm not a huge person where I'm like, oh, Deadpool does nothing wrong, like the Harley Quinn fans, the stands.
One thing that I can say might actually save Marvel is something I've noticed they've been doing, and it's not a bad idea.
Reprints?
Not necessarily reprints, but you're close. You're close. They give Peter David a black suited Spider-Man set in the 90s and set in the 80s. Yep. And it actually is pretty darn good. And why not then try it with an X-Men writer, Larry Hama, and set a book called Patch in the 90s as well. This could be right at, or what, wrong guy. This could actually be set right after the Wolverine series from the 90s. This is where it's timed in. It's got the same kind of writing. It's got the same feel to it. I thoroughly expected to buy this and then rip it, but got to tell you, I enjoyed it.
What they've been doing well is been putting great writers, basically writing stories that took place during their runs back in the day. They're new stories, and they're not retconning anything. People are saying, "Oh, look what Peter David's doing with the symbiote Spider-Man." It's a soft reboot of the thing. Yeah. It's not really a reboot because they're not changing anything. It's a side story you just didn't know about.
I think what you're getting more than anything at this point is it's 90s nostalgia is starting to come in, and the parents are that take their kids into the comic book store because they were collecting in the 90s and trying to find something for their son. They can go, oh, I remember this. Oh, look at that. That's the Fantastic Four with the Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man, which is coming out also.
Yeah.
And they see Symbiote Spider-Man, and I think it's a decent marketing strategy. Because I said that those people they're in that disposable income, years of their lives, and have kids that they're probably trying to get into the hobby. Now the problem is I'm not sure what's there for the kids, but
I said okay.
One of the things, though, when they're doing this, when they're giving Larry Hama a run at Patch again, they're kind of admitting also that this is the way to go. What we're doing is not working, but we can't stop it because then we'll look like the phobes and the ists that we've been calling everybody. Yep. But it is kind of an admission that they know for a fact that this older style of writing where you're kind of throwing all the cynicism out the window for a while and just having a good time. That right here, this is what people want these days. By the way, I noticed our view count came up. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Feel free to join the conversation and talk about books that you've bought recently. This started out, that's what exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
Comic books that people are actually buying, which was the object of the title, Batman. The reason being, we did the top 10. The top 10 comic books people are buying from the shops. People, not the comic shops. Remember, you are not Marvel's customer. You are not DC Comics customer. The comic shops are. So when you look at what's that place called, Comic-Con, and their numbers are what the shops are ordering. What we were talking about was what people are walking out of those shops with, preferably after paying. And it just so happened that every freaking Bat book released this week was in the top 10. So DC is getting the message. That's what you guys want. So I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm not saying don't buy it because obviously if you love Batman, and who doesn't love Batman, buy what you love. But maybe give a shot to the Green Lantern. Maybe give a shot to Hawkman or one of the side characters that they're doing. Maybe pass by that Human Target title because it sucks in order to find something else on the shelf. DC.
You know what I've also
tell them that. Yeah, that's a title that we need to pick up.
What I've also learned from these companies, I'm seeing that they probably learn themselves, is that when you have a crossover story, it's better to just keep one writer writing it instead of have somebody try to add a book to it, because that's what happened with the Earth 3 book. For Earth 3, it was 3 different writers, and the main writers were not that great. But when it came to the Flash tie-in with Jeremy Adams, it blew my socks off because I couldn't believe his little tie-in was better than the whole entire run. Now, I did enjoy it, but I'm just saying, you can tell when you put a writer up the mediocre writers, they pale into comparison, as Breen has always said. Sorry, I'm just taking your phrase. I just love the fact that they're letting Josh Williamson write the Shadow War thing and they're trusting him to do with it, because I'm sure they probably realize, oh crap, the last one didn't do so well. And they're looking probably at what Marvel's doing with Johnny Cates when he did the tie-in stuff, and look at and then you're also looking at the Devil's Reign. That's all Zdarsky basically writing some of that. There might have been some of the tie-in issues, might have been by some of the other people, but the main books, all 60 issues was all Zdarsky, and those were selling. Good book.
I kick myself in the ass for not picking it up. I mean, it's Daredevil. How am I missing Daredevil? As a matter of fact, I was looking on the shelf the other day because I was like, you know what? I'm picking up a whole bunch of books.
Yeah.
What happened was somebody paid late on their books from the auction and just so happened to have ordered big. So it was like, Gil doesn't know about this money. I'm going to use some of it.
I mean, Zdarsky brought back freaking Purple Man into the series.
That's awesome.
And it was done well. And he also addressed the history of Daredevil when everybody knew his secret, how he got the Purple Man's kids basically to erase everybody's mind, hypnotize them. That way they forget that he's the Man Murdock is Daredevil. He tied up ends with adding Mike Murdock in the actual series into the Devil's Reign. He tied all that up. It is like I said, it's going to lead into basically what's going to be going the fist versus the hand now. That's the next chapter of this stuff.
Oh, I have a question to ask since we've got an audience here. I used to do a video series. I'm going to be doing I am going to be doing this anyway, but I wanted to know if this is am I going to be shouting to the ether? I used to do a series of videos every Monday or Tuesday, and it would be kind of a roundup where I would read 10 Marvel, 10 DC, 10 Independents, and then do a little kind of countdown and then see who won the week. If you're interested in me restarting that, let me know. I was thinking about doing that for tomorrow because what the hell, I've read a lot of these new books. I might as well do something with it. But if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, let me know in the chat.
And there's another question. Think about it. Do you guys prefer those just E by himself based on what he likes, or do you want like what we do over the top 5? Do you want some format like that? We can actually do a live stream and have him. Live
streams, yeah.
And also, do you want Froggy to upload videos of his pull list again?
You know what, Kat?
Another video. I think we talked about this one. I'm getting to last week's books. I did not read a lot of this week's books, but I finally bought this.
So that's a tying up to
this
Devil's Reign.
It is. Well, all I know is it's Punisher #1. I finally got this, and generally and usually Jason Aaron's name on a comic book spells low quality to me, and I wouldn't pick it up because I would know the story was there. But we were talking about the Punisher, the ignorant and stupidity behind the changing of the symbol. So I had to pick it up, find out what's going on. And I got to tell you, Jason Aaron's name on the top of the book absolutely tells you how bad this book is going to be. This is actually it's completely average. That was the worst part.
Mr. DC Comics,
I liked it a little more than you, apparently.
I wish I could say something about it. You know, I wish I could rant about this. I wish I could rave about this. I wish it just,
Mr. DC Comics, I do that over on Tuesdays with Zach over on the Geeky Puppet Show, but I'm open to doing something like that on Monday nights. You know,
okay,
doing what's in our poll list this week. What are we getting? Now, the problem is that I don't think you're caught up with stuff. You mean?
Oh, I'm way behind. Yeah. Like tomorrow, if I do that video, it's going to be a bunch of books that you probably have read.
Yeah.
But it's my, it's my take on it. This is what I picked up, and hopefully I'll have some of these ready to go.
But when as I said, I'm open to doing that on Mondays. I mean, once you get caught up stuff, but until then, Geeky Puppet Show Tuesday nights.
There you go.
And then we do a follow up with Mr. Breen on Thursday nights.
Here we go. So this is actually in order. I always pile up my books from the ones I'm least excited to read to the ones I'm most excited to read. But I got from Boom Studios and Dan Panasian. This is Alice Ever After. Doesn't actually, you can't see through it, by the way. This is actually a regular.
Nerdette had in our top 5.
Then I have the Astro City. That was then one shot.
Zach got that too. He enjoyed the book.
Nice House on the Lake is a series that I've been enjoying the heck out of.
Ooh, that's a lot of rats. Holy crap.
Surprisingly enough, I may have to make a Marvel top 10 because I've got a couple of Marvel. This is, you know what? Fuck it.
You can't really see that. You'll have to let me know if that's going to tie into the Devil's Reign and all this stuff that's going on with Zdarsky.
Did you read that yet?
I have read the first issue, and that is why I picked up the second issue.
Okay.
I am so jazzed for it. I figured, what the heck? Let's give Batman Beyond a try. So I'll have a review for that. I just found out that I didn't pick up the first issue. I actually just flew up the Skull and Bones and sailed the high seas. So now I got to go search down the first issue of Ghost Rider because I liked it. This tells you I'm a little bit behind because I know they're on like issue number 8 or 9 right now of Noctera. But Noctera has been pretty good. I've already read this, but I'm going to read through it again because I just picked up issue 2. Peter David. For me, you can't go wrong with Peter David, and the Maestro books have been incredible so far. They've been just excellent. So I also picked up issue 2 this week, and then I've been picking this up religiously, and this is the She-Hulk book. I've been getting all covers for this one. I've been enjoying it. I will say that issue 2 and 3 is making me rethink my review of issue number 1. Issue number 1 I found to be incredibly fun, but has absolutely nothing to do with whatever. Like it's like they did I guess it's all right. They did a one-shot issue number 1, and then the story begins at issue number 2. But I love the Jack of Hearts. Glad they have them. I do notice they simplified his freaking costume. Bad Marvel artists. Bad Marvel artists. Give us yeah. Then I got the Shadow War just because why not? And I got that Batman 122 just to follow up with it. And then Moon Knight number 10, because this series, from what I read so far, has been cool. It's cool.
Like I said, I don't mind doing something like the top 5 with you, and we can compare, because you may like a book that I don't like, and the opposite. Those are always fun.
I was able to find issue number 9, and what happened was I want the cardstock covers on Suicide Squad. Love them. So they stopped giving me the cardstocks after number 9. So I was like, okay, I'll pick up all of the issues as soon as you get me the cardstocks. They did. So I got 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 all in one run. And then lost everything but number 9. And this is also what I got this week was number 14. Suicide Squad's been kicking all sorts of ass. So there you go. But that's what I bought this week. So anticipate either individual reviews or they will be in one of those callback reviews or whatever.
So I don't mind doing opposite reviews with you with this, because I know that's what we do on Tuesdays. That's over on our channel, but I don't mind, because I know you're catching up, going back and going on your channel and doing recording videos, doing stuff like that, because I know there are books that I like and there are books you're like, wasn't that great? And I totally disagree.
What I guess I would like to do is have people. This would be like if you want to do a dream top 10. I've always done this, and I've always relied on the kindness of strangers, or at least I want to hear your voice too. If we do a top 10 and we're discussing like a book's coming out for the week, in that, let me know after you've read them, like a top 10 of your favorite. So at the end, when we do our roundup, I could read off the top 10 comics as read by the readers, by the viewers. I always like doing that kind of stuff with the viewers.
Yes, top 10 for poll list. Yeah, it's great. What we do is to do with the movies. Do a top 10. This is what is coming out, and then you count up. Okay, what is everybody getting, and you tally it up. And then on Thursdays, like you can do a video saying like this is what the most people voted for this week, whatever. Like see and did you get this?
Except for after everybody's read it. That's what I want to know. So like, and it wouldn't matter if you haven't read everything. You just, if you put in your top 10, 10 is 1 point, 1 is 10, so forth and so on. The trend I'm seeing for Marvel and Indie, says Mr. ZC, is that people don't really like superheroes. People prefer grounded characters, and that's all I see nowadays, says Mr. DC.
I have an opinion on that.
All right. Opinion away, sir.
I think part of that is because it's something we've talked about before. All of the books, whether it's Avengers or Thor or Superman or Justice League, everything that they're involved with is a universe-ending event. And there's only so many ways that you can threaten the entire universe before it gets old. So I think people are gravitating back towards street-level heroes because, you can say, well, there's only so many things you can do in a back alley, but it lends itself to more human.
Yeah, the story's more personal, and if that's the case, people can feel for it more. You're right. We will never be in a situation where Celestials are falling out of the sky, hence the Avengers suck. But Batman, the Moon Knights, and so forth and so on.
Once upon a time, after the Celestials attacked, the Masters of Evil would try to take over Avengers Mansion, and the stakes would be more personal, but they weren't always out there. And I think that's what, and I said, you and I've been railing about this for a couple years now,
for a while now.
This is one time where I like to quote Richard: "Doesn't anybody just rob a bank anymore?"
I fully expect Wes to make a video of it in the next couple of days.
Well, I haven't called him yet.
Oh, okay.
I sent him a text.
By the way, is he aware that I make this joke? Is he aware it's a joke?
Hold on one second, Wes.
It just so happens that I've made 4,000 videos, about 4,000 videos in the last 6 years.
He's Give him another 6 months.
So-
He'll be there himself.
So it's kind of like the whole joke with South Park. The Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, I see a topic that I did like 4 years ago. Wes has got, or I mentioned it in the live stream. Wes has got going, but it's just to the point where, in all honesty,
Well, the problem is the
he
industry
couldn't
keeps,
help but bump into something I've talked about.
the industry keeps repeating itself.
I know, right?
So I mean, he's talking about it because it just happened again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, hell, if you want to recycle, DC bleeps up again, you can recycle that title once a month in perpetuity.
Oh, that's right. I used to do a title of it was called "It's Been 0 Days Since DC is Fucked Up or Screwed Up" or whatever.
Wait a second, I'm censoring my. I guess you're the host. You can use. You can.
No, you can use it too. Go on ahead. You know,
you were using our. I'll let you use our allotment for the night.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it has.
Are you
been
sure
like
about that? It's the last time you might be able to swear online.
And yet I'm still here.
To be honest, he's always swearing on the Puppet channel.
But I'm usually swearing at Black Cat.
No one swears at Black Cat.
I'm never in the Puppet channel.
I know you're never in the Puppet channel. You just don't like puppets, and it's okay. No one has to like puppets. We're not forcing anybody to like puppets.
Yeah.
If anything, the humans keep the puppets down on their channel. Just like YouTube.
Talking about
like puppets better than cats.
It is true. Froggy is greater than the Black Cat.
I'm looking forward.
You hear soon.
When do you become Splato del Black Cato?
Oh no, but like I said, it surprises me when I read books and then I'll be like a certain kind of book, and then I'll find one book that just trumps all the other ones. And I'm sorry if I trigger anybody by using that word. It's been around before Trump.
everyone.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Why would everybody be?
When you find one book that just makes you laugh out loud and you just enjoy it, another book I've been catching up on, like I said, is Deadly Class. I watched the show first, fell in love with the show. Now I'm going back and reading the comic books. They're a little different than the show. I think they're at issue 51 now, or coming out with issue 51 soon. It is just a fun series. Takes place in the late 80s. A kid gets basically wrapped up in this school. He's a homeless kid, and he's basically invited to live in this school underground where they teach kids how to be assassins. And there's you got Nazis in there, you got the Triad in there, you get all these different kids, like they're children of like all these horrible people. And he's the outsider, and he's just trying to make his 15-year-old kid trying to make his way through it. There is drug use in there. Yes, kids do drugs because that happens,
Hey, Eric, you can't tell us you haven't been reading some sort of back issue, though.
Oh, you read? Oh, there was one book you want to talk about, though.
Wait, talking about Rocketeer?
No. Well, other than that, there was a one you liked. You liked the annual.
The annual.
Well,
CM?
what have you been reading? Because we've been sharing.
I heard that was decent.
Oh, I think
the last issue of Captain Marvel was wretched.
Well, then I've got something for you to talk about. Okay, my guess is
something to talk about.
I do a back issue.
Okay, well, what have you? Your back issue brain. Tell us what back issues we need to be reading here.
Well, I'm currently working my way through Terror Illustrated, part of the EC.
That just looks like a beautiful thing.
It's like I said, and again, for the
it's like his mother. It's beautiful.
She's a beautiful pile of ashes. I got to give Venkman credit again. He was the one that found.
Give it a few years. Give it a few years, and your roommate will be saying the same thing about you on the mantelpiece.
The pile of ashes.
I never liked this kid.
Nobody does.
Although I did tell my brother about the graveyard. When you throw that up there, you got a kick out of that too. No, I said I think Venkman's LCS got some of the ones from when it was originally published about 50
Yeah,
years
it's
ago.
the 3-issue Terror
Yeah.
book, card book they go, and then there's a bunch of them
But
up there.
yeah, so they finally brought this out. These were the picto fiction books that they tried to do after the comics code. Unfortunately, they only lasted 2 issues, but these reprint. They had the 3rd issue finished on all 4 of the titles, and those are in here too. And if you like EC comics, these are pretty much the same thing with just a little bit more text, but there's still, each page looks like that, and it's fantastic. It's the best thing I've found in this hobby in a while.
And then I got some books that Skippintosh. I don't know if you're still here, man. I just got his books assigned me. What we do on my Discord, we have a book request. If you're looking for a book, if say I can't find this cover, he goes out and looks for it, and it's same with me. I find stuff for him too. We do it for anybody in our Discord server. So he really came through, and he got me my Blade Runner Origins #10 cover.
The Joe Robertson cover.
Yep. All right. So these are books I was trying to find because I need to connect. I didn't realize there's a connecting cover. But this is what Skip does. I don't even ask for it. He just throws in books. Oswald's Body. He threw all these in. So shout out to Skippintosh, man. Look for him on Twitch. Also looking for him on YouTube, man. Awesome dude.
Okay, who's writing that?
That is surprisingly it's Cantwell.
I know it's that's right. So apparently that's written more in the first 3 seasons of *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Yeah, like I said, it's Cantwell, and he's writing Oswald's Body, and then it takes place during the '60s. It's a mystery, and about the whole JFK stuff. It's
not bad.
Yeah, an unknown corpse was buried. They're going to confirm if it's actually him in there or what, because they want to know the whole theory. There was a second shooter.
But if you like your Oswald's alive, that's what Department of Truth is for.
Well, I got Oswald. He's on the big screen right there.
No, that's Cobblepot, not Lee Harvey.
Wow. Okay. Holy shiitake mushroom. Sometimes somebody comes up. You ever hear that phrase? When I woke up today, I didn't plan on being an asshole, but you just pushed that button. You know what? You ever hear that phrase? I've heard that phrase.
I didn't have to push a button. There's a button for me, and I appear.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not talking about you, man. But
it's all about me, though.
God, who the fuck? No, this gotta be a bot. Nobody can jump on me like this, and with this amount of ignorance, this has got to be a bot account.
Is that Twitter?
They follow Ethan and Nerdrotic, Mecha Random, Midnight's Edge, that Star Wars girl, Yellow Flash. This guy is a fucking moron. He's a fucking moron. His name is what's it called? Here, hold on, son. I'm gonna get to it. Sometimes somebody comes in and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? This dude's name is Forgotten Prime. I have no fucking clue. 63 subscribers. Follows basically the Black Pills. Got to be a
maybe
dumbass du jour here. We're talking about the Wonder Woman thing. Now, what I said was that comic books have always leaned left. This is one of those ignorant motherfuckers that you got to say the words, not all. I don't mean all. God, you're so fucking stupid. You are so fucking stupid. Okay? It's just in the 70s, you had everybody fucking doing drugs, everybody with a left lean to them in politics. That goes all the way goddamn back to World War II. I know what I'm talking about. It's just the way it is. Sorry to actually, I'm not. You know what? If you got ticked off, fine. But you can't fucking believe that somebody that's done this for as long as I have hasn't read a fucking comic book. And what this guy says is so freaking ignorantly stupid. It's beyond. It is fucking beyond. It really is. So hold on. Let me share this comment with you guys because it's like, are you freaking kidding me? And I know I get a little bit, what you call it, arrogant, because I'm like, I'm England team, bitch. You know, as far as this is concerned. But the thing is I've got 100 videos at least where I'm reading the origin story of something off. And this jackass has the audacity to write, ignorance is sometimes bliss, not anymore. Teach yourself by reading the originals. All you got to do is scroll down, you ignorant fuck. Are you kidding me? All you have to do. That's it. Are you fucking kidding me? These people are hobby locusts. They eat the company and shit out trash. My guess, I will bet money that Forgotten Prime doesn't know shit about comics.
I also think he doesn't watch videos.
He follows people who bitch about the SJW. These the woke dust, DC, Disney, etc. Too many. Nerd culture is toxic. No, you are. Get over it. Goodbye. Whatever. What a fuck nut this guy is. Holy shit. You know, when we were talking about how what we wanted to do versus what it became as far as the Comics Gate is concerned, this is the kind of jackass that gave it a bad name, truly. Holy shit. All you have to do is scroll down, you fuck nut. Get the fuck out of here. That kills me. You need to read the originals. What original? Okay, what original? Just give me that. The original fucking what? The original Wonder Woman? The original Batman? Are we talking about the original X-Men? Or is there a fucking title out there called The Originals you're trying to freaking push?
Which originals? Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age? Right? There's been so many reboots.
Okay, you ignorant mother. So here you go. This is called Secret Society of Supervillains. It was made in the 1970s with, by the way, the original Rogues Gallery from Flash. See, this is the original Gorilla Grodd, and that's the original Captain Cold. You see, by the way, this is a book. Okay, just want to tell you, if you don't be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of it. Okay. I know you're probably trying to wallow in your own shit and not die from some sort of 18th century disease. But what you got here is some actual classic art and classic writing. I mean, this is pure fun right here, by the way. All of the stuff that he says that he believes every other thing has because he heard somebody else tell him rather than experience it for himself is not in here. It's basically the Funky Flashman, who is Jack Kirby's stand-in for Stan Lee, gathers all these supervillains. At first, they're fighting Darkseid, and then they end up fighting each other. That's it. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. But there you go. Fuck, this is the best term ever, says Eric Boyd. Thank you. I love bringing that one up. I mean, nobody even liked his comment. Seems like it doesn't matter much. That kind of thing just is.
That term may make it into a.
You need to read the comic book. We literally have a video series every Friday. Get your dick out of your mama's ass and fucking watch a video. It's on the freaking channel. Jesus Lord in heaven.
Are you done yet?
No.
Spider-Man!
I bet you that guy eats cake too.
How stupid do you have to be to come on a channel with thousands of videos all talking about old comics and say you need to read the old ones?
I agree with Rhaegar. He posted thinking like, "Hey, how many people agree with me?" And then nobody, it's crickets. Nobody responded. You finally responded to him. He's like that one person. Yes.
This guy's pushing the pull door. That's all I know.
You know what? You know what that is in terms of sniglets, don't you?
I don't want to know.
That's a dork with 2 R's.
A dork. Okay.
Now can you tell me what that's from?
Yeah, not necessarily the news. I'm 50.
Rich Hall.
Yeah, I remember sniglets.
That's one of the few I do remember.
Anywho, I'm done with that. But by the way, yes, this was a Ollie's buy. I was I picked up. I was like, oh, okay, that should be good. I've seen this. Let me try this out, and I finally got around to it.
You know what was depressing about the fact that ended up in Ollie's, and I got it as a half price books remainder, was that couldn't stay in print.
That it couldn't stay in print.
Yeah, well, that's the books that Ollie's get are books that have been taken out of print, and I wish we lived in a comic book world where that kind of stuff still sold well enough to remain in.
Okay,
I only have one question.
Oh wait, I opened up
Pablo
on the
Marcos
page. Never mind.
I have a question for Breen since I'm too young to know
I
this.
realized I opened up on the thing, but that is some really good art, and it really is just a fun story. So
Breen,
if you get yourself a chance, read this book. Go on ahead, RDV. Sorry.
What the hell is a sniglet? Is that like a pork rind?
We get it. You're young.
No, but I'm not.
A sniglet is a word for things that didn't have words, like the stuff in your eye, or the thing at the end of the shoelaces. So if there wasn't an actual word for things, like the inability to, I don't remember all of them, but there was one for the inability to not be able to jingle your keys when they're in your pockets.
Oh,
yeah.
I've only heard people say whatchamacallit because they don't know the proper term. But this is a show. I mean, we're still on Batman. If you've never owned The Long Halloween, Year One, or The Eagle and Other Tales, which is drawn by Darwin Cook, get this. For $60, you can get all of them. They're in soft cover, but it has this cool trade dress. Little thing, nice. Sleeve.
It's nice.
Cardboard sleeve.
I already have all of them, but they are great.
I know I didn't, so I was like, I saw that there at my comic book store. I was like,
wait, which ones are in there?
Long Halloween, Batman Year One. Batman Eagle and Other Tales by Darwin Cook.
One of my favorite pickups was from Ollie's, as a matter of fact, was Batman by Tim Sale. And what I loved it because it included the it's oh goodness, I forget the story. No,
that's the Patterson Batman.
It was the one with the Cavalier, the story Blades. It's just a great story, and I'm very happy to say that. Heard an old guy say today, I like the cut of his giblets. What's a giblet? A giblet is actually turkey guts. And that's why you make giblet gravy. You take all the liver and you just make
I always thought it was what hangs from their chin. Oh, or that's gizzards. I'm thinking wrong thing. Totally different.
I've heard I like the cut of his jib. I've never heard it expanded.
Giblet, yeah. I never heard giblets, but I heard jib, yeah.
Okay, explaining an old term.
This is the last thing that I've been reading. You know this. I think I've showed this before, and it's another Ollie's purchase, and it's a great freaking book if you can find them. This is Wonder Woman: The War Years, 1941 to 1945. It's basically everything from that time period, which, it goes Sensation Comics. It goes, I think the only thing that isn't in here is Comics Cavalcade. But I haven't read Golden Age Wonder Woman in forever. And I was just, it's returned to me how awesome Golden Age Wonder Woman was. And you hear the freaking jokes and all that kind of stuff, but really it's just well written and well drawn stuff. And I've just been enjoying the heck out of this book. Yeah. Although there is some silliness to it. Etta Candy is named Etta Candy because she started off as a svelte kind of model athletic girl, and then she discovered candy. So every time you see her, she's either eating something or chasing down something to eat. At one point in time, they're on a Nazi submarine, and she's got a box of chocolates. And during the fight, it gets knocked overboard, so she has to dive off the sub to get her chocolates. It's one of those things. So, but it's a lot of fun. Jib is the word, and really, yeah. But there you go. Okay, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. We talked about everything. Had two Germans bombing Pearl Harbor. I guess. Yeah. Gee, what else? Okay, then. All righty. Let's see. Tomorrow, definitely join Froggy and all of them to over there as they talk about what's coming out tomorrow.
The link's in the chat.
The link is in the chat. Cool.
With their new font we're using now.
We are the Camp Books from DC Comics. You know what? There might actually be some top 10s coming, or at least some top 5s, because there have been some decent books popping up. Marvel and DC on the whole, I still do not trust. But there are some books out there that have been appealing. There's some books out there that have been pretty good. Most of them are in this shape, the black label titles. But if they continue the series,
you know what? Well, actually, go bring you this.
I was just going to say real quick that, and Wednesday, if you need a break from the 47 videos on the Geeky Puppet Show,
47. We have over like 100, 200 now.
It seems like it. Come on over to Graphic Man for a moment and see some old stuff.
And check out his thumbnail. You get Breen
And the book.
kissing a woman. Yes. Graphic Man's awesome. All the fossils on there. If you're looking for older books you didn't think existed, that are from Breen's childhood, from the 40s.
I don't think they have hieroglyphics and the.
I don't know if you're a poor man's Black Cat or if he's a poor man's Vegman at this point.
But like I said, check them out though. I mean, you learn a lot. And then, like I said, they're all very friendly. Give them all your support, because you never know when it's gonna be the last stream. One of them might pop off tomorrow. You never know, because they're fossils.
That's right. You can find all of us Thursday morning feeding the pigeons in the park. Fuck you.
With the bad books you don't like, right?
Yeah, Black Cat, I got to give you credit, since you've been insulting me as daily. Venkmans have gotten a lot better, so I give you props to you. You've rubbed off on him. Well,
okay,
sure they have.
I know what you're saying though. They leave the window. No, I was gonna say, if you enjoy this type of content, we do, hope that if you're watching, you haven't subscribe now. Click the like button, and also really helps out to share this channel with more people. Is to share it out, word of mouth. If you're not having problems with notifications, let us know. If you're on Twitter, I can share you the link beforehand before we go. But usually we go around the same time every night ish.
9 o'clock ish.
England Team Standard Time.
And if he's not here, you can always message one of us on Twitter. I mean, Eric Breen is Eric Breen 1 is your 1. I think is your Twitter handle. Mine's RDV, like you see it in here. I said
contact me.
Contact Evil Black Cat.
Why would anybody do that?
They shouldn't.
Okay, kids, with all that said, have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow or the next, or even the next after that. Go check out Puppets and
check out the Puppets, man.
There we go. I think it's time we just turn this off. You're like, I thought I did the long goodbye. Holy shit.
Puppets only turn people on. They don't turn people off.
Eric Boyd, and they're getting better of late. I think it's because, in all honesty, those videos I've been putting out with me and Nerdy Nerdette, they've been consistent. So now they're putting out notifications.
Well, the other good thing is that we always same time. So ignore the notifications. Just be here at 9 o'clock.
There you go. 9 o'clock.